Hi everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I've been watching a few videos lately. In particular, about a month ago, Crafty by Tony did a video, and I think it was called Craft With Me, Tim Holtz Inspired Paper Strips. And then really like within the last week or two, Gail Augustinelli also did something based on what Tony did, and it was Craft With Me making grungy strips for clusters. So if you want to go out and to Crafty by Tony's channel or Gail Augustinelli's channel, and you can see how they did it. But I wanted to kind of approach this a little different, and this is why. Both of those ladies have a lot of supplies. I don't have a lot of supplies. I'm limited for stamps, and I'm just limited for supplies. One of the things that they used for these strips, these are the strips that we're talking about right here, is that they used washi tape here, and I don't have a wide variety of washi tape. So I think, so this one is washi tape. All these others are just scrap strips, like these. You know, the strips that you get, like either your branding strips or whatever. This is scrapbook paper. This is a paper I made, and then I cut strips like this, and I made this. So I'm going to just real quick show you. Oh, and they also have these little sanding tools, and I don't have that. But I think they look fine without it. So what I thought we'd do is make a couple the way I do it, cut them up. They're cut them up, and then you can see if it's something that you would like to do, because you don't need a lot of supplies to do this. So I'm going to move these aside, and what they did is they sanded these so it really looked roughed up, and then they snipped them in between the stamping to make little clusters. And I didn't think I would clip them right now. I thought I would just save them, because I don't know, maybe I would want to put it on the edge of a page. I don't know. So I'm going to put these aside and show you what I did. So I had some odd strips, blank strips here, and some are wider than others. And then the only Tim Holtz stamps I have are these. Well, I have a postage one too, but it's not postage, it's tickets. So I have this one, and I was using parts of this, but I got looking. I also have this postage stamp, and I didn't know if we could, you know, maybe go across with these kind of rectangular ones of some sort. I don't know, maybe. And then I did have, this is an old set of acrylic stamps that I use here and there, but it had Journey on it, but it also had this airmail thing, and I thought that would be kind of cool. So I'm going to take these out and maybe use those. And anyways, let's try these. Let's try these and see where we get. So I did use my Memento black ink, and I do have just one. I only have two of these. I have this size acrylic block and a smaller one. I don't have the variety that a lot of people have. So I'm looking at this, and it's fairly wide. So I'm going to take one of these wider strips, because we can cut it off if we need to. Yeah, let's take one of the wider strips. And I don't know, let's see what happens. It's hard for me to get this on straight. Let's do it down here. I'm kind of trying to line it up so it'll stamp sort of straight. I don't know. We'll see. And I don't know how this is going to stamp anyways. So basically, you just go straight across here with this stamp. Oh, that looks pretty good. Anyways, I thought these strips were pretty cool, but I was thinking that it wasn't really anything I could do because I didn't have all the supplies that they had. I don't have all the stamps that they used. I don't have a variety of washi tape. But I thought, well, why, you know, I should be able to do something similar. It doesn't have to be the same, right? So, anyways, I think these came out pretty good. Okay, so let's put that aside. So here's what we have. And then we have, I think this is a pretty cool one. See, now they used washi tape for top and bottom. Do I have my scissors? I do have my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to move that stuff off and bring my glue book over. So instead of using the washi tape, which I would glue anyways because I don't think washi holds real well, I just used my glue stick, and I suppose you could even use double-sided tape, but I thought the glue stick worked well. And they just put this pretty close to the edge of the stamping. Then we need to have something at the bottom. Find something a little longer. I'm going to cut a strip of this. What do you think of that? And I think I'm going to just use the guide as the bottom of these circles as a guide. And then we'll even it up. When we glue it down. Oh. I like it, but it's a lot of red. It is a lot of red. And that's the same as this one, so I don't want to use that necessarily. But let's see, maybe we can, what's this gold one? Oh, I think that would be okay. I'm just going to cut this in half. Okay. Let's put this gold one right on here. You'll see that once we distress it, that this won't be quite as bright anyways. Now they had their, when they applied the washi tape, they picked a width of washi tape that went from the bottom of the stamping down to the bottom of their paper strip. And so I think these went right to the top and bottom. I cut those, but this one I left on a little bit, and I thought that looked okay. But I think that would be kind of big for this one, so I'm going to trim this right at the red, because this would normally be washi tape. But I just thought this was a cool way that I could use up my scraps and try to get the same effect. Okay, looks pretty good. Now, I'm not sure if they sanded it first or distressed it, but they have a sander. And I actually went on Amazon and looked, and I may order one because it's not that expensive. You get 2 handles, a couple of bulby type foam things, and like 20 of the sanding pads for like $8.99. So it's in my cart. I don't know if I'm going to move forward and order it. But anyways, so I don't remember if they did the distressing and then they sanded or not. So what I thought I would do is try, since I don't have a sander and I don't have any sandpaper in my house right now, what if I tried to just rough the edge a little bit like this? See, they made their washi tape like look washed out. This is not going to be the same effect that they had, but similar, you know. I'm not sure that that was all worth it, but then all they did then was distress it. And I found it easier if I distressed it on here because I could actually go right onto the paper. Oh, this one really came out pretty good, so it's kind of easier to do in my hand. But then what I did was I just went in here and I just kind of tried to distress this a little bit, you know, darker in some areas, lighter in others. There, just to make it look old. And that's what we got. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's see. With a different stamp. How's about it? So these are those Tim Holtz. And trying to look and see which ones I already did here. What if we did this one here? And we'll do it on a wider strip because it's you know, it's got 2 rows. Okay. Not sure I need my big acrylic block for that, so I have a smaller one here. I think that'll work. But because it's 2 rows, do we need a thicker one or can we do a thinner one? Let's see. I think we need a thicker one. I'd rather do it on the thicker one and then trim it. Let's see how this one looks. Trying to keep it in a straight line, but you know, when you're looking diagonal at it, well, that's not bad. anyways, this is an option for somebody that doesn't have a lot of washi tape, but you have scraps and you don't have a lot of stamps. You can still make them with the few that you have. Anything with words or numbers or I don't know, anything. Okay. Okay, so I was thinking, let's try this one on here. I like that. So let's cut this the right size. Let's go ahead and get our glue stick. So you can see how you could use your branding strips. And what I'm going to do on the top of this one, I thought I will piece a couple of pieces together because I'll show you something. That in their videos, in Tony's and Gail's videos, they cut theirs apart. You know, like these, and made them whatever size they were going to make them. And I opted not to cut mine apart, because I don't know where I'm going to use them. They're going to use them specifically for clusters. But I'm going to leave a little bit of white on this. This is actually an ivory colored paper, but I'm going to leave a little edge on it. I kind of like that on the other one. Anyways, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them for clusters or page edgers or whatever, so I didn't cut mine apart, but I'm going to show you some. Because the option you have is to cut them apart, you can piece, like remember this, this piece wasn't long enough to go all the way across. Well, we can piece that on there. You know, that's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you have smaller pieces of paper, or I mean you could use washi, but like I said, I don't have a lot of different washis, so oops. I want this to come down fairly close to the numbers. Okay, and then I have another piece here that I can just piece over there. I have no problem with that at all. Okay, and I'm gonna snip that right here. Perfect. Okay, and then this one I'm going to trim right to the edge there. Okay, I like it. Now let's distress it. And we're not gonna, like this one, when we did this one, we roughed up this edge, and I was just trying to see if that looked anything more like when they sanded them, but it really doesn't. So I'm just gonna go ahead and distress this. If I decide I want to do that later to the edge, I can. But we want them to look, you know, Tim Holtz is all about grunge, so that's, I guess, the direction we're going. But I thought it was a good idea. I just, like I said, I hesitated because I didn't have everything that they had. Okay, so we want to just grunge this part up a little bit. There you go. So now I have a variety, just using the stamps that I had, the trims that I had. And like I said, only this one is washi. This is washi right here. The rest of these are all like branding strips or pieces of scrap paper that I had. So anyways, I wanted to just give you an idea that you too can do this. You don't need washi, and you don't need a whole lot of stamps to make these strips. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe. I hope this gives you some inspiration to try this on your own. And look how quick. We just made these two really fast. So have a great day, everybody. Bye. See you in the next video.